And to everyone out there listening, welcome to another episode of the Professional Heels Podcast. You have me, Brennan Corbino, also known as the Black John Cena. You have my man, Gavin Gabriel, also known by me as the Sexy Goldberg. And today we have a returning guest, all the way from, I believe, season 1. Please, everyone, welcome Chandler Cooper once again. Chandler, how are we doing,
What's up,
man?
guys?
How we doing,
I'm
bro?
great. I'm phenomenal. I can't complain.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
thanks for having me on.
Chandler,
again,
our
man. Thank you.
first returning guest.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back. First two-time guest.
That's amazing. Thank you guys for having me again. It means a lot.
Anytime.
No, not a problem, dude. You look
Yeah,
good.
thanks, man.
Been doing all right?
I'm doing great, dude. I can't complain. I cannot complain.
Hell yeah. No. I think last time we had you on, you were just about to drop your EP,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
Thank you.
Definitely a nice dive into music.
I enjoyed it.
And now here we are, a little over a year later, about a year later, exactly almost.
Yeah.
And you actually just dropped another single.
Yeah.
So you are stepping up.
Yeah,
What's
man.
what's the process like? What's the how do you feel like you've taken, the evolution of your music to the next level?
Well, yeah, the thing was, I'm I got a hair, sorry. The thing about the project was I've always been a very hip hop oriented guy, and so that's what got me into it was rapping. I've always been a rapper, and so I kind of have one of those things like if you didn't spit those bars, don't say them on your song, kind of thing. And so it was hard to venture out of that for the album and have a co-writer. Have co-writers in general, people that are like, hey man, no, that doesn't sound good. Let's, so I had people co-wrote the album. The thing with the new song is one of my best friends, Silas. I'm repping him right now, the Grays, Silas Gray. He's an incredible guy. There's this app called Vocalio where you can make songs and sell them. And him and my friend Giuliano, you guys might know Giuliano. Giuliano's so cute, low key. Those two got
taken over
those
TikTok.
two got together and they made the song. Yeah, they made the song Lexapro, and Giuliano produced it and co-wrote it, and Silas wrote it. And so Silas kind of called me and he was like, "Yo, dude, you gotta check out this song I'm about to sell. It's called Lexapro. It's gorgeous." And I was like, "All right, word." And he sent it to me, and I just sunk into my bed and started crying. And I was like, "This is the most beautiful song I've ever heard."
Oh, wow.
And so I bought it. So I bought the song off him, went and re-recorded it, went to LA, re-recorded it, and dropped it. And it's just it's a beautiful song. I love it so much. It speaks to me so deeply. I fought for it, man. I fought for that record. And so Lexapro's a beautiful song. I think it's a perfect song. And so I bought it, released it, and it's kind of to hold people over also, to kind of make them go, whoa, this is a little different, but hold them over until my next project that I'm probably going to start working on this year.
Okay.
So
Hell yeah. So you already have plans to go into another album?
Oh, absolutely.
Or EP? Yeah.
Always working.
Another little 5-songer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I was literally going to say it has a little bit of a different sound. But not in like a bad way, not in like you tried it this way and then you completely went night and day. Yeah. Like you found what worked for you and you made like slight tweaks. And
totally.
It sounds like you taking it to the next level.
Totally. Yeah. It is a next level record. It's tough shoes to fill with that genius song that Silas created. But yeah, man, I'm very about that whole, like, you got to write your own shit. And I didn't write that. I wasn't there for any of it. I just heard the song and I was like, I want it. I want it so bad. And they were about to sell it. So I was like, whatever. It was up between me and a couple people who wanted it, but they gave it to me because they're awesome.
There you go, dude. And TikTok's still doing your thing. A little different though. You're not. It's your second channel that you've been kind
second
of.
Channel. Yeah,
slowly.
My second channel is actually it has 150,000 followers at the time of me saying 160, whatever. But it's changed my life in so many ways. It's just created so many opportunities, and it's given me a little cult fan base. Like I'll be out in public and someone they'll just yell SPPP News.
And I guess a little similar to like your music, where like your first project or your first channel was like this, and it was you at the base, and you stripped down. and then you kind of finding what worked to make an improvement. I guess for anyone who hasn't seen the second channel, I'll let you kind of explain, but it's the same kind of like, okay, if this finds you, you've kind of got a weird sense of humor.
Yeah.
But in a way that they're clearly two separate characters.
Yeah, it's super niche. So the story behind that, I'm gonna loop back to Giuliano, who I call Jardo. So what happened with that was I was working on my project and I was stuck in the character of, like, I was doing that 24/7. And I wasn't speaking, and I was just doing that. And then when I was like, okay, when I release my song Eye to Eye, I'll break character. But until then, I'm going to post like 3 times a day in character. So I was always posting in that character. And then I was talking to Giuliano, and Giuliano was like, why don't you just make a second account where you can just be yourself? And I was like, I don't even know what I would call it. And he was like, just like make a Finsta for your TikTok. Just do it. Like just for the friends, just for the homies, because you're funny. And I was like, all right, word. And since he had said Finsta, my Finsta was called Susan Bennett's Pay Pig. Susan Bennett's the voice actor who provided the voice for Siri. She's like, hi, I'm Susan Bennett. Like, sweet little old lady. And I just thought, like, how funny it would be. It was my Finsta name, the Pay Pig. Someone who can only get off by sending Susan Bennett money, which is just so stupid. And so, yeah, I made Susan Bennett's.
Like, so
I know, it's just really, it's very niche in itself. And I would always do, hey guys, hey, I'm even having a good time. It's awesome. And all my friends would like do impressions of it. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to make this second account and I'll do some of those kind of videos. And I was like 100 videos deep making them. And I was like, I haven't broken that character yet either. I'm just going to have fun, whatever. That account got banned, so I made Susan Bennett's Pay Pig too. And it's like every 6 months I have something. Like, I was at first the Mr. Depp guy because I did my impression of Amber Heard's lawyers questioning Johnny Depp. And it was like, Mr. Depp, do you like me? Do you think that I could... Raymond, hey, see your room with Raymond Miss Heard? Was that your honor? Okay, I probably even digress. And so, sorry, there's a motorcycle going by. And so there was like that. So I was the digress guy, the lawyer guy. And then I went to Buc-ee's on a road trip, and I just woken up. My dad was like, hey, we're at Buc-ee's. And I go, okay. And I have the camera, and I go, hey, I probably just found the best place in the world. And I put the camera, it's Buc-ee's, which is a gas station. It's just Bucees. And it said Buc-ee's. And I went, pussy! Pussy! And that one blew up. I was that guy looked bad. That looks like a tornado's probably going to suck me. And then, so now I'm the fart guy. I'm the fart guy. Those have done better than anything. Yeah. I'm the fart guy now. And so now people are like, yo, you're the fart guy. And I'm like, God, I need a new one. I need a new one. I need a new niche.
That. Oh, God.
See, the fart one is funny to me.
Yeah.
Is it very simple, but like, it refers to that like childish boy
fart exactly.
joke. But like I've seen it now twisted in so many ways on TikTok, and like anytime I see it, like I'll make sure if it's not from your original audio, I'll scroll comments to see how many people are like, "This is SPPP."
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm like, it's.
Yeah. That cult is funny. That cult. Also, Brendan, can you see him?
See who?
Can you see Gavin?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a black screen for me. As long as you guys can see me, we're good.
Lovely.
Yeah,
amazing.
There we go.
I'm like flipping him the bird.
You're like, dude, yeah.
No, I'm so sorry.
Man, I forgot what I was saying. That's okay. Yeah, but no, the fart was that's a crazy one, and it's so niche, man. Like once you're a part of it, you're like, damn, I'm really deep in this, It's cool, but the fart video came because I have celiac disease, so I can't have gluten, and I stay gluten free, right? And I was over at my friend's house. My friend's mom was like, I'm making wings. I was like, perfect. I'm so excited to eat these wings. I haven't had them in years. Like, they're delicious. And the packet she was using to season the wings contained wheat, which is what I'm allergic to, is gluten and wheat. And I didn't know. My stomach starts to mess with me. I end up going home because I'm like, my stomach's hurting really bad type thing. But I was like, oh, guys, I'm out. Well, thanks for so much. And I went home and I'm like, ugh. It was 3. I was so tired. I was exhausted. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I still hadn't been able to sleep. And my one of my best friends ever, her name is Kylie. She knew that I had been glutened. Bum, bum, bum. She knew that I'd been glutened, which is just so funny. Like, anybody who, like, I feel so good now because, I feel humbled because anybody who would tell me I have celiac disease, I just kind of like in my head be like, pussy. Then I got the celiac disease. I'm like, oh, this really sucks. But anyways, I'm in bed. It's 3 a.m. I'm so tired. I've been home since 11. I'm laying in bed, gassy as hell. And she goes, how you feeling with the gluten, Chan? Is it feeling any better? And I'd just taken Pepto-Bismol and it wasn't working. So I sent her a video and I just said, I'm really sad. And then just let out this massive fart. And I said, pardon. Good night. And then she sent me back a message and was like, dude, you have to post that. And I was like, no. And she was like kind of argumentative about it. She was like, no, you have to post it. So I posted it and it blew up. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You know?
People love that shit, man.
And it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how you touched. Like, if you were to break down a video of yours or specific any concept, like, to any random person to be like, oh, yeah, I've seen that on TikTok. But there's still so many people, like, I'll scroll your comment section, like, these people who are just discovering you for the first time. Or like when you're being a little, over-exaggerative, they're like, dude, is this guy being for real? And it's
especially the...
kind of like people just discovering you.
It's such a trip. It's such a trip. Like, people will say mean things, and everybody will just light them up because it's their first time seeing me. They think I'm being serious, and I go, no! People they think it's serious, and so they just get so they get so pressed in the comments. And my answer to them is always, if you ever catch it, they're like, this guy's annoying, or why did he just say probably even? That makes no sense. I'll just comment, new around here, huh, Buckaroo?
Yeah. Give a little trolling back. Yeah.
That's completely immune to it by now.
You have to be at a certain point because you get a lot of sorry, pardon me. If you're like a certain character, and the character that you are is a goofy character or a silly character or just like any sort of comical character, right? You're always gonna get people who take you too seriously and are new to your page. And they're like, I see a lot of it on Twitter where like there's these, I like to call them literal accounts, right? But like the literal accounts, they're like, how can I say it? It's like someone cosplaying an old man, right? And someone makes a tweet, right? Clearly joking, and they're almost like, or the person impersonating almost like, actually no, that's not what it is. It's actually this. And everyone's laughing because everyone knows that it's the character, but there's always a few people here and there that are like, are you new? Like, what's going on? I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fun to troll back though. It's so fun to be locked into character.
Never ceases to amaze.
It's so beautiful.
It's so fun to be locked in character. But there's also other elements of it that come with this like tough like the whole. I have a problem with if someone starts being a dick, I'm going to feed it back to them like in a crazy way. I remember there was this one guy who commented and was like, you're just a master of making mid-pop music. And that pissed me off. Ooh, and then I got a DM from another guy and he was like, honestly, bro, he was like, you should probably stop making music and just stick to TikToks. Nobody wants to hear your industry plan ass anyways. And I'm like, bro, I've been doing this since 2010. Like, I'm just now getting good. What do you mean industry plant? Mid-pop music. People are like, yeah, your music has no emotion. People are like, your music has no emotion. And I'll literally just send them, like, videos of me breaking down every lyric to every song. It'll be like an 8-minute video. And I'm just going through, and I'm reading everything off the entire album. Like, there's no emotion. Like, fuck you, Yeah. And then, of course, I do that, and people are like, whoa, so if someone doesn't like your music, you're going to be mad at them? It's like, no, it's not that, but it's disrespectful. And it's like, who cares? It's like, I care because you're being disrespectful to me.
Yeah, it's just
Fuck
like,
you. I'm not
a robot.
I'm not fucking
the internet
floating
in a
above you
nutshell.
like this. Like, I make music and I put my heart into it. And it's okay if you hate it. I don't care if you hate it. I care if you're going to say, like, your music sucks. Stop doing what you love and stop chasing your passions because you suck. For one person, I'm like, ah, fuck you. But I also really take to heart the nice comments, too, you know? But I'd be reacting to those mean comments, though, way more than I react. I'm like, oh, thank you so much for the nice ones. And for the mean ones, I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill you, bitch. I'm going to get in your IP.
Dude, I'm always anytime. So my like hobby, I guess, is that anytime I open an Instagram and it's like a popular, it's Bleacher Report or ESPN, and it's something and it's posted 2 seconds ago, and I can get the first comment. I'd be on some petty shit, like just specifically. Because there are people who still don't process this idea of trolling on the internet, and it's hilarious.
No, I do a fair share of trolling, to be honest. Especially like if it's a big company, like I don't care. But some people are just like not trolling with me; they're just dicks.
They're lost. Like,
I'm pretty good at scoping out the trolls, and I'll like laugh at some of the really mean comments. But when they're like sending me a personal DM saying, "Hey, you should quit what you do," it's a fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second you like defend yourself,
whoa! Why are you so mad, bro? I just gave my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they. Well, what is it? They want to get a reaction out of you, right? And this is what's so funny. It's such losing activity, where they want to, you're clearly, known and you're doing better than they are in their world, right? Cool. So they want to come with a big hater energy. So they'll say something like crazy, right? And then you react to it, and then they're like, ah ha 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 ha, ha, you're rattled, or ah ha ha ha, I got a reaction out of you, and it's like, you just told me to go and kill my entire family, or you told me this, you told me that.
Kill my bloodline.
You said I should go and murder my whole family, or I hope your family gets shot by like 50 cartel guys, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, you said some more awful things. Of course I'm going to react to it. Like, of course I could ignore it, but at the same time, sometimes going, there's a limit.
Yeah.
And a lot of these online losers, I won't call them trolls, but a lot of the online losers, they feed off that sort of negativity because it gives them a sort of a rush.
Yeah.
So those people are really annoying because they love to just say negative.
That's the iFunny crowd.
Yeah, you get it. You see what I mean? And it's like, oh my god, it's so long.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like because all of us together collectively we have our videos, we have our platforms, we're doing well, and so and so. We always have people who say good things, and we have people who say bad things, right? But the people who say bad things often outweigh the people who say the good things because that's the ones that we think about the most.
Yeah, they're gonna call me out my insecurities, and that's what
Yeah, and then get down to like the things that you didn't even think you're insecure about. Like, it could be about anything, and there's a thing where it's like, oh crap, oh okay, cool. And even though many people, like 99%, are really nice to you and they're very supportive, there's always going to be the 1% that essentially makes you feel a certain way. Like, I know that there's a lot of people who love the podcast that me and Gabriel made, but there could also be a few people who are like, oh, this is like a really beginner type podcast. This is shit.
What the fuck,
blah,
man?
blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? So,
Get
do you
it
know what I mean?
together.
Like, you're always going to get those sort of comments.
Yeah, and if you were doing it
and I
completely
always feel like,
professional, then everybody would be like, yo, they're trying too hard.
you're this, you're that.
They act like they have
Do
a
you know what?
million viewers every day, but they only have 10,000.
Yeah, literally.
Like, fuck off. You can't please anyone.
It's what I've always said, that it's like, one, you can't please everyone, and two, it's like what the great wrestler Triple H, who Gabriel's familiar with, he said, I think around 10 or so years ago, if nobody's hating you, you're not doing something right. Or you're not doing right. If I said it correctly, basically, you need to have some haters in your life in order to think to yourself, oh, I'm doing something good.
Totally.
If everyone likes you, then is that a good thing? It's not like you need to be a dick. Of course, I'm not saying that, but,
of course.
you gotta have people who hate
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
success.
and
That's
you know
imperative.
that's the thing too is like the if you can strike someone who's gonna leave a nice comment, you're probably gonna
Mm.
strike someone enough for them to like get angry and type in. So, those people fuel the algorithms everywhere. But I'll tell you a
Yeah.
funny story. That's kind of it's pretty on topic, but it's just funny. There was this one girl about like a year ago, right? And she reached out to me, very pretty girl. She reached out to me and she was like, "Hey, I'm in the DFW area. Let's go on a date." And I was seeing someone at the time, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? Like that's so nice, but I'm not single. I appreciate it." It was this girl it was about a year ago. Maybe it was maybe like May or June. And she said, "Are you rejecting me?" And I said, "I mean, yeah, I'm seeing someone. I'm sorry." And she goes, "Your dogs are ugly as fuck anyways, and I hope they get hit by a car." My dogs? What the fuck did Little Man and Booger
What did
do?
he fuck me for? What did he fuck me
Yeah,
for?
what the... Hate me?
for?
Don't hate Little Man and Booger.
What did the dog do?
What the fuck did they do?
Oh, man.
What the dog do,
What
man?
the dog doing?
That shit was... I still think about that. I'm like, that is
man.
the funniest... She was like, "Oh, you're seeing someone and you won't go on a date with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "Here, let me give you some of my red flags right now. Fuck you." I was like, damn.
Wow. Oh my god, you're seeing someone, so you won't fuck me? Oh, fuck your dogs.
Yeah, fuck your dogs.
The internet is
It's
absolutely
crazy, man.
It's like, God damn.
But as much as like the crazy mean and then just the crazy out of pocket comments stick with me, it's the comments themselves. And when it comes to the people who are like there on every post, "This is hilarious, great edit," and they're dropping likes all the time. Like, I remember faces for that. And there's people reaching out to me like, "Hey, what you posted about this was genius. Hey, this." Like those faces, I'm like, there's a dozen people that I could point you out and say, "This person is always showing support. This person is right there giving me, good criticism, and they're letting me know what they like as well as, So for anyone thinking that they want to get into the life of trolling so they can leave an impression, it's not necessarily. It's usually a faceless impression.
It really always is. Yeah, I can name you 10 people right now who always support me, always listen to my music, and they're always like sending me nice DMs and stuff, or they're just commenting on stuff. And if I see, usually my kind of rule of thumb is if I see somebody on TikTok more than once in my notification, because my notifications, they kind of be going. And so if I see someone like more than once who's like going through and like spamming, every time I go through my TikTok, I see someone's liked like 100 TikToks, they get a follow, So guys, if you're watching this, go spam my TikToks, either one of them. I mean, but that's how it is. I'm like, you're going to show love, I'm going to show love. Like, thank you. And I made so many friends that like, a lot of them make like bad music, but they're starting off, and so I'll literally go and buy their song, post it on my story and stuff. But I also have a lot of people. I just show love to everyone who shows love, But there's also a lot of really incredible people that make music and shit.
Yeah, no, definitely. I always say that like whenever I'm like having a bad day, or let's say like I'm in traffic and someone's caused a car crash, I'm like, oh, I hate this world. This world needs to like half its people snapped away.
Yeah,
Thanos is right. God, I hate. I can't stand this. But I have those moments, right? But then sometimes I really think to myself, like whenever I see like a nice comment, there's this one guy on TikTok. His name on TikTok, I'm actually gonna say it because he, I know he listens to my stuff. I don't know his actual name, but I follow him. But his name on TikTok is Beauty Nibbler, and he's a lovely guy. He keeps coming out to me. And he keeps saying like, "Bro, your videos are like really informative. I really like, enjoy them. You know what you're talking about. You're one of the best coaches I've ever seen." And I'm just like, like thank you. I'm very honored to hear that, because I know that especially in the fitness industry, I know that I know a lot. Like a lot of people who come to me have said, "Wow, you know your stuff, you know your shit," but it's like maybe I lacked the confidence, so I didn't get the reach I wanted, so I just kind of never really
Yeah,
cared for posting
yeah,
videos. And when I saw messages like that, it was a thing where I was like, wow, that really helps because rather than me focusing, oh my God, I've only got like 200 followers, there's that one guy who thinks that I'm
yeah,
great, and that's going to motivate me to just keep helping him or helping those people who think like him. And then if my page grows more and more, I can reach more people like him
totally.
who really needed the advice. And I feel like that stuff's really cool because I love helping
Yeah,
people. I love helping people, and in my life, I've always felt that I've helped people, but people haven't helped me.
yeah,
That's kind of how I felt, and I mean, I still help people regardless. But my point is that now it's nice to see people actually motivating
totally.
me, actually picking me up, getting me
I,
up.
I think I think that just the weight of like the positive, like it takes 10 of these like negative interactions before I
Yeah,
go, this is kind of fucking
Yeah,
annoying. But the one
yeah,
positive interaction just brings me right back to, level
yeah,
headedness where it's like, okay,
totally,
there are amazing people,
definitely.
and that one person, that one interaction will,
totally.
pay
Yeah, and
off
then
a
yeah, and
dozen
you
negative
get that
ones.
one DM, and then you're like, maybe I don't want half the population snap because what if he's part of it? you know,
Yeah, yeah,
now I want everyone to be alive.
yeah,
It's crazy too. I have
yeah.
a kind of crazy story. My TikTok wasn't really popping off, and I was going through a breakup.
Mm,
So to backpedal, I was a senior in high school, and we were doing this white elephant gift exchange, right? Like I think that I
hmm
bought anal beads or something for like the white elephant gift
Beautiful.
exchange. My friend had it was around the time The Force Awakens comes out, and it's a little bag with The Force Awakens stormtrooper mask and a little cassette tape that was this guy, and he's sitting there like this. And it's from like the 70s or 80s, and he's sitting there like this, big ass glasses, and it's called Don Edelman Requests. And so I
Yeah.
got this cassette, and I thought it was such a goofy cassette. I went on Instagram and saw that at Don Edelman wasn't taken. So I started taking pictures with it everywhere. Don Edelman next to a fire, question mark, I think yes, smiley face. Like just kind of like mommy me time kind of thing. But that was this template for all of these things. It ended up getting like 100 followers, and that guy is still alive and has a place in Austin called Don's Depot. And this is not a promo for Don's Depot. It's
Okay.
amazing, but this is a very important story. But I was going through my breakup. This fast forward. This is I'm going through my breakup. I've been doing that since 2015, the Don Edelman cassette. So I had 100 followers on there, and a bunch of people who work at this place, Don's Depot, like this guy Todd Fitt, and like all these different people. And they'd reach out to me. They're like, come to the bar, come to the bar. And I never came to the bar because Austin's 4 hours away from me. I went through my breakup. My friend in Austin was like, cry alone or cry with us as homies. So I was like, fuck, man, like just completely depleted. I was like just so numb, so sad. I'd quit music. I was done with everything. I didn't want to do social media anymore. I was going to delete my TikTok account. And I went down there, but I grabbed the cassette. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Don's Depot. When I showed up to Don's Depot, like all 100 followers of this fucking cassette tape showed up there. I was taking shots with everybody all night. Everybody was telling me how much they appreciate that page and how much like it got them through tough times, knowing just how goofy it was, and they'd be so sad. And
Mm,
here I am with this page with 100 followers. There's 7 people with us, and I go to pay the bar tab for all of them because I'm like, they're here. Like I'm just gonna pay for it. And they paid for it. They were like, no, 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 like it's all free. You and your friends drink free here, which was so nice of them. And everybody's just coming up asking for
mm,
pictures with the cassette because it's like some little niche celebrity cassette now. And I
Yeah.
left there, and that was what really pushed me to start going hard with music because I was like, I have this TikTok account with 150,000 followers at the time. I was like, I have 150K on TikTok, and I have this Instagram account with 100 people, and I just directly saw the impact of this account with 100 followers and how much I've touched these people's lives. It
mm,
lit a fire under me, dude. It is, and it's the
mm.
most ridiculous, like niche is just Don Edelman, and I would take it everywhere. And I met Don. He like opened up the cassette. I'm going on a tangent now, but I fucking love this story. He opened up the cassette, he signed it, and he put on the inside. He said, "Thanks for taking me to all those places I'd never get to go. Your friend Don." The dude's like 88. Like he's just an little old man. It was like so sweet. Yeah. I took it out of the country. I would take it with me to LA. I took it everywhere. You know, so it's just it was a beautiful thing. But yeah, that's the thing too, is like, you know, all these faceless people. I was just posting. Didn't even really follow anyone on the account. Just boom, 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 and I made like there's like probably 90 posts, maybe 150. I don't know how many posts, but you know that's the thing too, is like even the faceless people who just kind of like the posts. You know, it was really inspiring to see the impact that I could have with such a small following versus looking at this verified page with 150K. And it was just kind of like, it drilled into me.
Do you know what? Yeah, that kind of reminds me of something. So obviously people know me as a Black John Cena, right? But there's a lot of people nowadays, like especially now, because now that sort of bandwagon is, I won't say died down, but it's more like everyone's past that now. So people now are thinking about just me and who I am. And what I've realized is that there's genuinely been a pure transition from Black John Cena to Brennan Corbino, right? And Brennan Corbino is more of a thing where it's like, who is this guy? What does he do? Oh, he's a fitness coach. He also does business. He does this, he does that. And a lot of the times, right, I think to myself, the people who come to me and talk to me and say, hey, I know you from TikTok, but not because you're the Black John Cena. I know you for actually being Brendan, for being the reputable coach and being that guy who's really helping me in my workouts and everything and blah, blah, blah. That inspires the holy crap out of me. Like, it was so crazy that even, so I'm currently training for pro wrestling, right? And I've just moved up a grade. From the beginner grade to like the whatever, just the next stage after beginner. And I met the new people in the class there, and one of them was like, "Oh my god, I know who you are, mate. You're one of the guys on TikTok. I tried your workout, amazing workout. Like, bro, you're a really, really good coach." And I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, because I was so used to the only people who come to me, like random people who come to me, they're like, "Oh my god, you're the meme. You're the meme. You're the Black John Cena. You're that. Blah blah blah." And obviously, like, you know, verified page, great. You meet people, you get to meet all these people is nice, but like, I'm not really doing anything other than looking like another
Totally.
celebrity. Do you understand? And the thing is that so it's nice to get the attention, but what really sits deep in my heart is more the fact that I know there are a couple of people out there who they just like me for me. They like me for Brendan. They like me for being the coach. They like me for just being the funny guy on Twitter, funny guy on social media. And it's just a thing where it's like, those people have told me that I've literally helped their lives. I've changed their lives. I've, you know, made that, helped them with their gym progress so much. There's people who just send me pictures of themselves, like doing a workout, or, oh my God, like telling me, I listened to your advice here and there, and because of you, I went from this to this in like a few months. And it's like, I've done nothing other than just talk to the people or just talk to the audience. Like, I'm not talking to that person directly. But what I've realized is that what I've done is reached out, is actually branched out. Like, what I've done as myself rather than just a Black John Cena. And that's something that really sits well with me, because it's actually helped my TikTok page start grow a bit more. Obviously, it's not a lot. It's like, what, 16, 17K, but it's more of a thing where I went from being at like, you know, something tiny, from like 5K, being known as a Black John Cena, only posting one video, and then now actually having my page grow from being just me. And
also, those, 16, like, genuine,
16, 17K is not. It's not a little amount. That's Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, when you put it like that, it's a whole stadium. So I'm just growing, and I'm very happy.
Totally.
I couldn't be any happier that the connections that I'm getting are because of just me, rather than me looking like someone being in me.
And that's just one person who told you that, by the way. Like you've gained like 10,000 followers, and like one person's like a small amount of people do that, but some people are just silent. They're like, I've had friends that are like, oh, I do this because of this, and it's like, I'm like, oh, have you ever reached out to them? Nah. You know, they just stay on their profile with no posts, and they just watch, and they get so inspired by people, but they don't want to talk, they don't want to interact, they don't want to comment, you know, which is cool. It's cool in itself, man, because that's just the people who've told you that. Like, the amount of people that you've impacted is so much more than you probably think.
And the following,
totally,
can comprehend, you know.
Yeah,
sure.
It's insane.
No, definitely. But that's the beauty of the world. That's the beauty of the world.
Absolutely.
I think both of your cases also show that, like, even in this, like, where nothing disappears era of, like, the internet, you can still kind of reinvent yourself, and you still have new genuine people discover you, and even old genuine people will rediscover you. So I mean, even in the modern day, it's not impossible to.
Yeah, I still get noticed from Vine, if that tells you anything. You know, but you're the Viner. I was a Viner. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's jokes.
Who Chandler? Who you got? You got winning in the Jake Paul fight today?
Oh, holy crap!
There's a Jake Paul fight today. Damn.
Yeah, he's fighting
you know
Fury's
what, man?
Brother, Tyson Fury's brother.
I don't know. Jake Paul's a real fighter, though. Like, that's what people don't. That's what people don't fucking credit him enough with. It's like, he's a real fighter. He's earned the title.
He's earned
undefeated,
that title,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
I
say I've met Jake when he was probably 19. I was 17. And he was a fucking asshole, so part of me just wants him to lose. But also, he was 19. He was a millionaire at 19, like, you know. But I see.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I see the way he acts now, and I'm like, oh wow, you didn't change. So, but Logan's great, man.
Yeah.
I'm always kind of team Logan. Logan's one of the nicest social media people I've ever met. He's just very sweet. He remembers things. He would remember things like I met him in like 2016.
Yeah.
By the time I had seen him once, I saw him like again like a month later, and he was like talking to me, like engaging with me about like stuff that I'd talked to him. Yeah.
Things from the prior.
Yeah, from Texas. So when you going back to Texas, like, how the fuck you remember that, man? You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, and it's definitely he's been really big in the pro wrestling scene.
It's been huge.
Lately, and he's like, but he's doing it the right way, to where like he's like the modern fan would be like, oh well, he's just coming because he already has his following, so he'll look like the part. Yeah, but like he's paying his dues.
Yeah.
In the traditional wrestling sense, like he's earning it, which is like winning a lot of people's respect. I already kind of respected him, but you know, like he's winning a lot of people over. They got real big brother, little brother thing going on.
I drink Prime a lot. I love that shit, man. Everyone's like, it's too sweet. It's good.
It is actually.
It's so good. I think it's better than Gatorade. I'm a monster, man. Call me crazy, but I think I'm like, this shit's better than Gatorade.
You know what? Maybe it's the thing in the UK. However, when it comes to Prime, so we have a supermarket called Asda. Asda's like, I don't know, if your Tesco's and Sainsbury's are your Walmarts and Targets, then Asda's like your Best Buy. Ooh, did I get that right? I am so proud of myself for that, by the way. I am so
okay.
Fuck yeah. Like, I am so proud of that. Wow, that came, I didn't even have to say it. I know Best Buy. Awesome.
Nice.
Cool. So Asda's like, you know, it's like the third supermarket, right? It's like the third supermarket. It's pretty good, you know, decent value, anything. Anyway, long story short, I think the first time it arrived in the UK, like, officially arrived, they started selling it in Prime. Oh my god, they started selling it in Asda. But I think they sold it in one Asda, and it caused a massive ruckus. People started fighting over it. It sold out in like 1 minute or like 10 minutes, whatever, like in that shop, and I've never heard from it since. And now I know people are promoting it on TikTok. I mean, I'm curious about it, right? Because in Asda, I think they only sold it for like £2, so £2, right? Which is like a decent price, but obviously everyone's trying to make some money. So now they're selling it for like minimum £5. And the thing is that I want to try it, but I'm not spending like £5 on a. It's an energy drink.
It's a hydration drink, but I wouldn't spend £5 on it either.
You know what I mean, mate? Like, so I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit at all. So
it's good. It's
like,
really good.
I mean,
it's really. I don't.
Apparently, but yeah, carry on.
It started to become a little more accessible here. It very similar the first few weeks when it came out, though. They'd stock the shelves and it just instantly.
Yeah, I fuck with it though. I tried
and try to
it,
resell it because
I tried it at a Kroger, and I literally bought another one to show my dad. And by the time I got out of the parking lot, I drank both of them because I got a different flavor. So I went back in, I got 2 more, and then I was taking sips, and I was driving home like, "Don't finish it, Chandler. Have your dad try it." My dad tried it. My dad was like, "What the fuck?" And so if he goes to the store and he sees a bunch of Prime, he would just grab Primes because he just loves them now. My dad's not a big.
Yeah.
I've never seen my dad drink a Gatorade, and he's just, my dad. My dad was talking when he first started. He said Coca-Cola or Pepsi are going to have a problem on their hands if this doesn't get bought by them ASAP. And I agree. It's delicious.
It's interesting. It's really interesting.
What's the exchange rate for quid? I'm gonna look up the exchange rate.
I think it's like 1.12. So £1 is $1.12, $1.15.
It's not worth
Something
five
like
quid.
that. Whatever the fuck that is.
It's not worth £5
No, certainly not. It's not. And the issue is that well, not even the issue is. It's more like I heard Gordon Ramsay, you know, the famous chef, the very angry British chef, or blah. He had it in a podcast, and in the UK, right, we don't have a sweet tooth like Americans do. I would say
totally.
When I visited America, it was like sugar this, sugar that, sugar that, right? I looked at the bloody bottle. I couldn't believe actually. Just want to say, I looked at the bloody bottle one time, right? I was drinking a bottle, and I had the calories on the bottle. I don't really look at the calories of any bottle because I don't need to. But I went to America, and I said, let me just see this shit. And I saw in like a 500 milliliter bottle, there was like 553 calories. I was so angry that I drank that. I looked at how much sugar there was. I was like, what the fuck?
The thing about Prime though is it's very sweet, 2 grams of sugar, and I think 25 calories. I don't know why I'm sitting here promoting. I'm promoting Prime right now.
We're talking about Prime right now.
Man,
come get him, Logan. After the fight, Jake wins tonight. He says, supports my brother a lot, but fuck Chandler.
Yeah, no, I fuck with Prime a lot, and I'm like, it's also, oh my god, dude, it's such a good hangover drink. It'll cure your hangover so quick. Yeah, and it's low sugar.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I forget the sugar part. Well, it's just more that Gordon Ramsay said that tasted like cough medicine. So I was like,
you know what?
How
much everybody sucks the dick of Logan, and for Prime, like he'll have people on the fucking podcast. And he's like, try it. They take a sip, and they just immediately start gargling his cock. They just immediately. But I like it. If he thinks it tastes like cough medicine, then fucking give me some of that cough medicine, bro. Good lord, that's good cough medicine.
Yeah, it's good cough medicine.
Like Dimetap.
I might
yeah, exactly.
I start getting a sore throat.
I want to suck Logan's dick so hard I get a sore throat and have to take Prime cough medicine.
Oh man.
Chandler, earlier you were mentioning your friendship with Giuliano, who is debatably one of the people taking over TikTok, at least in this recent period. You've now appeared in said TikToks. Have you been his cameraman for a good portion of the time, or
I
one of the people helping him?
I was filming. I filmed like I think 8 TikToks with him when I was there. But I'm in Texas. He's in California, and so he's part of like that friend group. The people who film are the Grays, Silas, Jaden, Sydney, sometimes Ash, and I think friend Ash. Yeah, she's incredible. Palm Tree Visions. They film for him a lot. But it was crazy going there because Jaden was also filming. Jaden Gray, he's my producer and shit. He's incredible at what he does. But Jaden Gray was filming, and I didn't really account for the fact that you have to get good angles and be completely incognito. I never accounted for that. So like the first 3 videos, I fucked them up because I'm just like sitting there like this. And you just see me in the back like this. And I'm like, wait, this is stupid. Cameras all over, and I'm sitting there like this. But no, Giuliano. Fun fact about Giuliano, which is pretty intense, is when Susan Bennett's Pay Pig got banned, SBPP 1, before it was even SBPP, it was just Susan Bennett's Pay Pig. I made Susan Bennett's Pay Pig 2 because Giuliano called me and he said, that was the last piece of comedy that was actually on TikTok. TikTok is dying with comedy. I can't believe he fucking got banned. I was like, oh, no worries, man. I'm just going to make Susan Bennett's Pay Pig 2. So I made it, and he instantly followed it. And I always call him Jardo. And so my bio since the day I made the account has said, my first ever follower is Jardo. Thanks at Jardo. And so the ongoing joke, this is before he was like making TikToks. And so the ongoing joke was always, what does Jardo think of this? And I'd be like, he says it's awesome, you know, but yeah, Giuliano is, we've been pushing him to start making TikToks because he would sit there and he would edit like 1 TikTok every month and just make one. And he'd be like, this fucking flopped. And it's like, yeah, but you did 1 in a month, you know? And it does. And
it takes
so
a little more.
We all like kind of were always telling him, make TikToks. You would kill it. You would kill it. And I'm so glad he is, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that to be like, yeah, well, I'm kind of responsible for it. It's nothing like that. He's just a genius. He's just a genius, and he's the funniest dude on earth. And he doesn't even give every ounce of how funny he is. I mean, he gives a good amount of it in his lives, but just having a conversation with him is so I'm like, it's ridiculous. The dude, he has it. He has like
he just has it.
If you like, he has the ability to go up on a stage and wing an entire comedic stand-up. And he's also a brilliant singer. Like, that's the thing, too. And he's a producer. He's a producer and singer, and his songs are gorgeous. He's all around the most talented person I've ever met. Not like, oh, he's an expert at this. It's just he's phenomenal at everything. And his acting, too. Like, he do a little acting career thing for this Facebook TV type thing back when they were trying to do that. And I remember he was like, yeah, it's kind of shit. And he showed it to me, and I was like, no, this is like grade A acting. This is like Scorsese level acting in a Facebook drama. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And he found a pretty untapped, you know, comedic lane in TikTok, being that like it had become so popular to just like film strangers or get strangers' reactions that he flipped it and he found a way to record him. So he takes that like uncomfortable aspect off of the whole interaction. Yeah. And he puts them in
he found a way to find
kind of thing.
Everything he likes in a TikTok, blend it into one, and at the same time fucking kill careers of people who do that kind of shit, because he does it. His is now not just different, it's a fucking standard. And it's a crazy, and it's so hard to touch that standard, because I was watching him film it. I know how funny his videos are. I was watching him film it, and I was like, I think that was funny. And Jaden came up to him and was like, yo, that one was it. And Jono was like, yeah, that one's going to go viral. And then even the one we did together, I was like, it was so hard for me to gauge how it's going to come out, because I know that he never makes a bad one. Yeah. But I was also like, man, I felt like I wasn't doing enough, or maybe I was doing too much. And maybe I was like, I don't think I really put in what, you know what I mean? And then the video came out excellent, where I come in.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so crazy, because he has a good eye for it and a good ear for what's going to be great. And I feel like people either don't do enough because there's a social anxiety element of it, or they do way too much and it's really hard to watch, and you know what I mean? But Giuliano has that perfect area. Yeah. Yeah, he's amazing.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
As are you, my friend.
Yeah, big yourself up.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Brendan. Well, thank you.
No, me. Oh, come on.
Well, I'm not gonna feed his ego like that.
Thank you.
I tell him that every other episode.
It's funny too. I haven't. I don't make money on social media like at all. Like I make dead ass probably about $30 a month through TikTok. And so I worked 3 jobs, and with me seeing Giuliano, I'm not going to get into anything crazy, but I just realized like I'm not marketable doing this. And so I'm trying to blend it and trying to ease into like making actual funny ads, because I haven't done a promo since like 2021. And I can't even remember. I think the promo was literally they said, put our link in your bio for 48 hours. We'll give you $150. And that was it. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, that's cool. But nobody reached out to me and shit. So I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I'm working all these jobs, and I know people who have half the amount of followers as me, who have like 300K, and they're making like $14,000 a month, but they make videos that they can. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And I tell that to people, and they go, well, keep trying. Motherfucker, I've been trying for 4 years. You know, I don't make money.
There you go.
But
I feel like it's... Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, but it's also like at the same time, I think that's a reason that I do relatively well on TikTok is I'm not one of those, wow, this beverage is amazing. Guys, make sure you go and hit this and use promo code CHAMP. Yeah, I'm not collecting
it. You're not just collecting it.
Yeah. That's what makes you more authentic, because what I've realized with TikTok, right, is that with me, myself, like even with the whole Black John Cena thing, I was thinking it came at a bit of a bad time because it was still lockdown, it was still like the peak of the pandemic. I couldn't travel to America, I couldn't meet John Cena and everything. I mean, that will happen in the future, of course, but it's more of a thing where I didn't get the opportunities. No one was really reaching out to me on TikTok, or I felt like I couldn't really grow or make money, and then I started to resent that. But then I really enjoy TikTok now because I know that I don't care about making money. Like, okay, I can make a couple of pounds off a damn live that I do or whatever, but it's like I just enjoy what I've always enjoyed doing, which is just helping people with fitness. That's what I've always loved to do. And by doing that, I know eventually, because I know a lot of the big guys in the industry, and then maybe one day I can collab with one of them and that I can get my page to reach out even more. But my only goal is to help as many people as possible. I don't really have an ego like that. Like, okay, it's nice to like look good, or it's nice to like say, oh, I have 1 million followers. But right now, it's a thing where like I work mobile shops myself. I make a living just doing what I do, and I use TikTok in my spare time when I have the time, quite frankly. And I think,
I mean, sorry, I was just gonna say, if you're doing it for the right reason, you don't necessarily have to chase the money, and the money will eventually find you. And I think Chandler, I'm sure there will be
so
PD
funny.
USA, one of my favorite TikTokers, just the outlandish randomness sketches. I saw him in an ad recently for something. I don't remember what it was, but I was literally like,
I saw it too.
Yeah. And just the most random, like, it's like, I have like 9 and 10 TikTok videos where I'm like, oh, I could send this to everyone, they'll get it. And then I'll get like a PD video or a Chandler Cooper video or a Giuliano video. And I'm just like, there's only so many people who are like smart enough to get this, but also be lax enough to not just let it offend them, kind of thing. And like it's an intricate, it's its own level of comedy. And it works. It works for you, dude. You fucking kill it. I never don't laugh at one of your videos.
You did a good job, Chandler.
Thank you.
You did a very, very good job. And I just want to say that because you're a very nice guy, and I really appreciate you as a human being as well.
Thank you, man. Likewise.
So obviously, it's nice man, I appreciate it, but it's nice to see you just making moves and you growing and finding new ways to grow, because obviously it's going to be times where you reach a plateau. but then you'll kind of break through that plateau and figure out more ways. So I just want to say, like, congratulations for
Thank
doing
you.
that. I'm very proud of you. And just keep going, man. Just keep enjoying. Just enjoy it. If you enjoy the ride, you can't, like, what regrets will you
Yeah,
have?
exactly.
You understand? That's the thing. But yeah, listen, guys, we have reached 55 minutes, which means we're coming towards the end of the episode. Gabriel, do you want to ask Mr. Chandler any more questions? Because we can talk for hours and hours and hours and hours. We click like that. So, yeah.
Chandler, I just want to thank you for, being our
thank
first
you so much for
returning
having me,
guest
man.
for, coming back, shooting
I really
the shit with
appreciate
us
you.
guys.
again.
Really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh man, anytime, man. But yeah, listen, everyone. Again, I'm ending the episode here because I have no more questions. But thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Professional Hills Podcast. You have me, Brendan Corbino, also known as the Black John Cena, my man Gavin Gabriel, also known by me as Sexy Goldberg, and to our amazing returning guest, Chandler Cooper. Thank you for listening. And on that note, we bid you adieu.